At the snap of my fingers, I'm going to transport myself from this kitchen in New York to northern Italy to make the most comforting pasta dish I can think of. Let's go. It's not working today. I'll just stay here in New York and make it. I'm just not going to give up without a fight. Welcome back to the program, all you lovely people. It's great to have you in my home. All of you, all at once. So yeah, we're going to continue where we left off last time. Cooking some recipes out of Marcella Hazan's The Essentials of Classic Italian Cooking. We're going to make some Bolognese meat sauce today, and I'm pretty happy about it. Ragù as the Bolognese. Bolognese would be the people, if you're curious, the people from the northern Italy city of Bologna. That's what they call their celebrated meat sauce, and it's characterized by mellow, gentle, comfortable flavor that any cook can achieve. That's great. If we just turn the page here, listen to this. There's no more perfect union in all of gastronomy than the marriage of Bolognese ragu with homemade Bolognese tagliatelle. I'm going to make some tagliatelle pasta from scratch today. For the first time, throw it in with the Bolognese. We're going to have a great time. Let's get to work. All right, so I'm going to start off with some carrots, celery, onions. Let's get chopping. Okay. The last Marcella recipe I made was the 4-ingredient tomato sauce. Tomatoes, onions, butter, salt. And she gave you the option between using fresh tomatoes or canned imported Italian plum tomatoes. I chose the former, and it was the right call in that scenario because they were great tomatoes, it was a great sauce, it was a great time. This time around, there's no option. She just says go with the canned imported Italian plum tomatoes. So I did. There we are, San Marzano. Look at Italy right there, and there is Bologna. You can cut them up, she says. I'm choosing to squeeze. I think squeeze is a good option. All right, she says you only need 1.5 cups worth, so it's not even a full can, which is cool, but also I'm surprised. I thought it would be more. Now where's the beef? There's the beef. 1.5 pounds worth. This is ground chuck. The meat should not be from too lean a cut. So I got the fattiest meat I could find. It's 80% lean, 20% fat. So this is 340 grams, 3/4 pound. We got everything in order to start cooking this Bolognese. Would you be a mensch and join me over at the stove? Hello. She says a heavy bottom pan. Heat on a medium. Cool. 3 tablespoons of butter. Fade away, nice shot. Tablespoon of vegetable oil. 1/2 cup of chopped onions. Cook this until it's translucent. A gift from the gods. Onions cooking in butter. There's nothing better than that. 2/3 cup of each chopped carrots and chopped celery. We're gonna add in the ground beef. Break it all up. Yeah, Charlie, you go, boy. Then a large pinch of salt, a few grinds of black pepper. Cooking the beef until it's lost its raw red color. So this is 1 cup of whole milk. Have that simmering, stirring frequently until it has bubbled away completely. So I was very curious why I add milk into this thing. I looked it up while I was waiting. And I guess it adds a richer flavor to the sauce and tenderizes the meat. Well, I'll be the judge of that. How tender did it get? Oh, that is tender. Whole nutmeg, and I'm gonna grate in around 1/8 teaspoon worth. Eyeball it. Say when. This is 1 cup of dry white wine. This is a Pinot Grigio. We let that simmer until it's evaporated. So it probably took around ½ an hour in total to simmer down both the milk and then the wine. Looks worth it, right? So now we're gonna add in 1.5 cups of tomatoes. There's the first cup. You know, we're going by the book today. So when the tomatoes begin to bubble, turn down the heat so that the sauce cooks at the laziest of simmers. Lazy sauce, with just an intermittent bubble breaking through the surface. And now we wait, a minimum of 3 hours. More is better. You know, I'll stir it frequently and I'm keeping it uncovered. I'm not just gonna be sitting around though. I gotta figure out how to make tagliatelle. So let's go back over to the sweet spot over here. Oh, I'll bring you. Wait! All right, moving operation. Oh yeah. Okay, so the main reason I want to make all of this today, this recipe, the Bolognese with the tagliatelle, was an excuse to work on my pasta game. Making it from scratch at home. It's something that I don't do. Last time, and the only time I've ever tried it out, it's all very well documented on this channel. I was making cacio e pepe 5.5 years ago, maybe more than that. And yeah, you gotta commend the man for trying, because I didn't know really what the hell I was doing, but I gave it a shot, and from what I can remember, it was delicious, but I mean, bit of a dumpster fire, not all the way there. I mean, the fire was, subsided. I don't know where it's going with that fire thing. But yeah, check your Bolognese, looks good. So there are two different ways to make fresh pasta at home, rolling pin method or the machine. But she says here the rolling pin method is unfortunately not just a question of following instructions, but rather of learning a craft. The instructions must be executed again and again with great patience and mastered by a pair of nimble, willing hands until the motions are performed through intuition rather than deliberation. So yeah, that rules that out. The machine, on the other hand, requires virtually no skill to use. Love it. All hail my pasta machine. We shall call it Chromio. Oh shit. In Italy, the classic fresh egg pasta produced in the Bolognese style is made with a flour known as 00. It's soft white flour, less strong in gluten than American all-purpose, and so always using the approximate ratio of flour to eggs. 1 cup of flour, 2 large eggs. That will produce 3/4 pound worth of pasta, which will yield 3 portions. 1 cup of flour onto my surface and shape it into a mound. Break the eggs into the hollow. We got a leak. Okay, we should have made the well bigger. That was my mistake. Okay, but it's over now, so we just gotta proceed. What am I doing? Why am I on one knee right now? I gotta beat the eggs lightly with a fork for about a minute as though you were making an omelet. So draw some of the flour over the egg, mixing it in with the fork a little at a time. Draw the sides of the mound together, but push some of the flour to one side. You might not need it. Work the eggs and the flour together using your fingers and the palms of your hand until you have smoothly integrated the mixture. And if it's still moist, just keep adding flour. Hope everyone's okay. Clean and dry hands. Press your thumb into the center of the mass, and if it comes out clean without any sticky matter on it, no more flour is needed. That is not, no, okay. Honestly, I just added just like a little touch more flour. That's it. It's just like a little sprinkle. Push it firmly into the center. It shouldn't be sticky. It's not sticky. Terrific. Push forward against the heel of your palm, keeping your fingers bent. Fold the mass in half, give it a half turn. Okay, so half turn, fold it in half. It's funny because this dough is so tiny. So I just hit it with my palm and then I fold it over, half turn, and just keep going. After a full 8 minutes, this should be as smooth as baby skin. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I don't have a baby, but I know that's smooth. Into a dough ball and then into 6 equal pieces. I mean, really, I guess it's gonna flatten out and make it that much more, right? So I need a clean dish towel, bring over the pasta machine. Okay, screw the clamp right now. I don't need it. So we're gonna flatten a piece of dough with my palm. It's very tiny, but let's just try it out, see how it goes. Fold the dough twice into a third and feed it by the narrow end through the machine once again. Like, is this dough made for ants? I just have a sneaking suspicion that that's not right. She said divide it into 6 pieces, but I don't know. I just don't know about that. And I think I do need the clamp down. I mean, that makes more sense to me. So fold the dough twice into a third of its length and repeat 2 to 3 more times. Bring the rollers closer together by a notch. Okay, so we fold again. Do another notch thinner. Shit. Each notch I do makes me a little more nervous. We're on notch 6 now. In the end, Marcella was probably correct because I am splitting them in half and then in half again, and I'm probably gonna end up with 6 different pieces. I'm just keep adjusting the notches as we go along here. I'm on the second thinnest setting now. I have no idea if this is what, I don't know. I'm running on fumes right now. When the thin strips of pasta are dry enough to cut, but still soft enough to bend without cracking, fold them loosely along their length, making a flat roll about 3 inches wide. 1/4 inch wide. Sorry, I wish I could talk to everyone right now, but I'm so damn focused on this task that it's not even funny. Exactly. So I need 1/4 inch. I'm gonna redo it. I'm just not thrilled with what I've done here. I mean, there's a glimmer of hope here. I mean, that is the shape of tagliatelle. It's 1/4 inch wide. But besides that, it's just like struggled with every step of that. Shall we begin? So I'm gonna make a way bigger well this time. So I'm gonna mix those eggs together like I'm making an omelet. And yes, just use your hands. Start adding the flour. I'm gonna just kind of do it with a little more confidence this time. When I'm comparing this recipe to what I just saw online, the surface was floured, the pasta machine was floured in other people's recipes. In this one, there's no mention of it. So that's where I was really getting stuck, no pun intended. It was just getting all sticky. And I think just because I'm a bit of a lightweight here, a bit of a newbie, I'm just gonna flour everything along the way. We shall lift the cloche. So when you're making a dough with 2 eggs, you need to cut it into 6 equal parts. So I used 4 eggs, so she's saying 12 equal parts. I don't know if I can pull that off. So I'm gonna do 4 equal parts. Just try it out and see what happens. Flatten it with my palm. Yes. Okay. Now we're in business. Fold the dough twice into 1/3 of its length. I'm gonna put it in widthwise to start, and then I'm going lengthwise. Repeat the operation 2 to 3 times. So if everything is kept floured, it doesn't stick together, which is great. Things are looking a little more up right now. Okay, so we've fallen apart. We have fallen apart here. Oh my God. I let it all bunch up at the bottom of this thing and it got all stuck together. Again. Okay, I think we got it figured out. That was just a test run. That was just a test run. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Cool. We're gonna do it 2 to 3 more times. Yes. Keep that floured. Keep the surface floured. Into 3rd, 1 notch thinner. 2nd notch thinner. Keep the good times rolling. If you let it stick, it's game over. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop looking at the book and just kind of follow my intuition here because something isn't working and I have a feeling it's how I'm like deciphering what's on the page. This next turn here, I'm gonna follow my heart because I have a feeling I know what I'm looking for and I'm just not getting it. I'm officially not having fun. I thought I would have a better handle on this. I do not have any sort of handle on it. I was reading that it's damn near impossible to overwork pasta dough. So that is good news for me right now. It means that I can keep playing around with this until I figured it out. So under these circumstances today, I have found a way through this, I think. I mean, it looks okay. You know, it's not gonna win any awards, but it's gonna get me to the finish line, I think. And that's what I'm aiming for. Anti-chef's hack of Marcella Hazan's tagliatelle. That's what we're doing now. It goes into the machine as like even a square or rectangle or whatever as possible. Then I run it through, because no matter what I do, it's going to become incredibly long and thin, which is what I'm obviously aiming for, but also it's really hard to manage. Hello, beautiful. Okay, this is really good. Oh my God. I think we got there. Throw some flour on there so they don't stick. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, keep those on the towel to kind of just like do its thing. So I'm gonna just talk like a true expert over here, or asshole, whatever you prefer. Okay, so I'm gonna feed it through the widest setting first, obviously, hello. And then Marcella wants me to keep going more narrow and more narrow, but I find that if I just kind of keep it wide for as long as possible first, so go through again. And then if I turn the notch, kind of keep stretching it a bit so that it's as even as possible. And then feed it through. Notice how it's staying a bit wide. That's what I was aiming for. It goes up to 9 notches. 9 is the thinnest, but I am not ready for that. She was specific in the book about not using this attachment to cut the tagliatelle. She says to do it by hand because that's going to create, because you're going to cut, because you need, but I used the machine and I got a 1/4 inch wide noodle. So I'm just going to stick with that because that's the only way I can function right now. Okay, well now we have something pretty special here. Look at these beauties. Look at that, look at that. Okay, I think we're done here. So here is my fresh pasta. It looks great, it kind of organized it a little bit. And flour is my best friend, it really is. This is gonna be as good as it gets today. It's a great movie. So first, let's check on the Bolognese sauce. It's been a while. Now this has been cooking a long time today. I would say over 4 hours. So I've been pouring water throughout the cooking, but no water remains in. And I'm just gonna season it to taste. Just making sure that we have all our ducks in a row. No funny business, that's a colander so that I can pasta into that. This is gonna cook far quicker than any pasta that I'm usually cooking at home. She's with us. I don't know how, I don't know why. She's gone. You know, learning 101 over here, but pasta needs lots of water to move around in. Never use less than 3 quarts of water. That's no problem, that's around 4. So she's saying for the amount of pasta that I'm about to cook, I'm gonna add in just under 1.5 tablespoons of salt. And then we're gonna bring that back up to the boil that it once was. Cool. Now that I've gathered all the pasta in the towel here, I'm just gonna hold the top up here and I'm just gonna, you know, it's bombs away. Immediately gotta start stirring it with a wooden spoon to separate. Okay, so we are cooking the pasta till al dente. The pasta must be cooked until it's firm to the bite. So I'm gonna check at 2 minutes, but it might take around 3 up to 4 minutes. No more than 4. It's gonna be gummy. Tell me good news. That's a total of 3 minutes. Out it goes. Quickly, give the colander a few vigorous sideways and up and down shakes to drain all the water out of it. Woo! Bowl me. Thank you. Add the pasta into there. I'm gonna add my Bolognese sauce. I think I'm just gonna add all of it. Thank you very much. So we are channeling my inner Julia child right now. Bon appetit. She says around 1 tablespoon of butter, but I'm gonna add a little, I don't know, whatever that was. Butter and the pasta, everything mixed together here. This Bolognese is very heavy on the fat, if you haven't been able to tell, but yeah, I'm all for it today. I'm honestly, the day I've had. I'm not really good at this pasta decoration thing, nor do I really care, but let me just give it the old college try. I know you like twist it up in the spoon or whatever. That did nothing. Cool. You know what? I'm fine with just being rustic today. and of course a little Parmesan grated on top. Parmesan Reggiano. Heavens to Betsy, that looks incredible. Order up. I don't think anything gets any better than that. That's the type of food that just makes you feel good. It just makes you feel well loved by your food. Not a lot to complain about right now. That was pretty nice. The whole point of today was just to teach myself a new trick. You know, through trials and tribulations, we got there in the end. You know, lots of hiccups along the way, lots of things that we improved, or things that just kind of went over my head in the book and I had to figure out my way. I can't even ballpark how long I was cooking that sauce for. Well over 4 hours, however long it all took for me to do everything else after that. It was a long time, but you could taste it. It was packed full of flavor, and I just could have eaten it without the pasta, honestly. And the pasta was great, you know, soft and light texture to it, not like mushy or anything like that. It was still very much al dente. It was cooked nicely, it's beautiful. I feel like if I had that same portion with store-bought pasta, I'd really need to lie down right now, but right now, I feel good. You know, spry. I'm not gonna run a marathon or anything like that, but I'm gonna clean this kitchen with a smile on my face. That's it though. Oh, what did she say? I had brought this book out because she said, there is no more perfect union in all of gastronomy than the marriage of Bolognese Ragù with homemade Bolognese tagliatelle. Ain't that the truth? This was Jamie and Marcella. Buon appetito.